I'm Brenda. Welcome back to my quilt room. The last time we were together, I was discussing with you some of the notions that I love to use, and I want to show you one more. You may have had this issue before too. You see these cute little crochet doilies? Aren't they just adorable? I saw these on another channel that I follow, and I asked my daughter, Leslie, if she could please make me something that I could put over my spool pin because I had a problem with my thread was always getting tangled at the bottom on my pin. And so she's created these for me, and now we're going to go over and let you meet her, and she's going to show you how you can make these for yourself.
Hi, I'm Leslie, and today I'm going to show you how to crochet a little flower like the one I have here on my shoulder. This project came about because my mom asked me if I could crochet her a spool pin doily for her sewing machine. And the pattern that we originally saw was something a little more like this. Much larger. I did it in a couple different colors. But the size of this flower is actually far too large for the top of her machine, for the space of the spool pin and the bobbin winder. So what I did to crochet this one, and to get it to the right size, I took out this row here, and voila, I got a smaller, I'll show you the size difference, a smaller flower that will fit on her machine. So this is about a 3-inch flower, and what I'm going to show you today is how to crochet this little 2-inch flower of your very own. So I'm going to switch camera angles on you now so you can see my hands and hopefully follow along and crochet a little flower of your own. Okay, so here are the supplies that you'll need to crochet these little flowers, and here's 3 I have done for you. We're going to crochet in this blue yarn. This yarn is a weight 4 yarn. It's from Hobby Lobby. It is Yarn Bee. This color is called Mist, and you can see here it is a weight 4. If I get that closer for you. It doesn't necessarily have to be this weight of yarn, but this worked really well for these flowers. Of course, you'll need a pair of scissors, and I am using a 3mm crochet hook. It's also a size D. So I'm going to put these aside for now, and the scissors because we don't need them just yet. And again, this is the one that we'll be doing, the little blue one. It's about 2 inches, like from the widest part of it. If you measure it, about 2 inches. And it needed to be this size, like I had mentioned before, for my mom's sewing machine, so that this doesn't hit the bobbin winder as it goes around. The stitches that you're going to need to know for this are how to magic knot or magic ring, how to single crochet, how to double crochet, how to slip stitch, and I'm pretty sure, I think that's it. So I'm just getting myself some yarn here off of the ball. I'll undo a little bit more just to have it ready to go. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the magic circle or the magic ring. I've also somehow seen it called a magic knot. If you don't know how to do this, it is really simple. It's one of those things that it's simple to do, but it takes practice, and it can be really frustrating when you're first learning how to do it. So this is the easiest way for me to show you how to do it. You want to take the tail end of your yarn and lay it across your hand here, so I have the yarn. And then I'm just going to wrap around my 2 fingers, and I'm just going to cross it like this. Okay, so I have a little cross, and I'm going to put this between my other finger and the 2 fingers here. And I'm going to take my hook, and I'm going to pull this over, and now I have a little loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then let go of the ring here, and I'm going to immediately yarn over and chain another chain. And that's how we're going to start our magic ring here. So I'll just do that again. It's one of those, if you don't get it, just practice it, because it took me a while to get this magic ring thing down. So you're going to just make a loop over your fingers here. I'm just holding it with my other fingers just to keep it in place as I bring this over and make a little loop on my hook. I'm going to take it off my fingers here. So you can see here's the loop. And as long as I don't lose this loop that I have, you know, this is what I want to hold on to, this loop. I just go ahead and put the yarn in my hand and just single crochet 1 and then 2 and 3. And that's to start for this little flower. Here, I'll put that up there for you so we can look at that one. So you just make your magic ring, crochet 3, so I have 3 stitches here, and then we're going to double crochet around this ring 20. And it is a little bit difficult depending on how big the loop is. I like to go ahead and leave it undone a little bit, but you do have to kind of like hang on to it. And I'm crocheting these very tight because I did have that space requirement for this little spool pin doily, and I wanted to make sure it fit, so I am pulling these fairly tight as I do them. Now you might pull them tighter and yours might come out a little bit smaller, but you definitely, if you have that space, you don't want it to be too big. And if you're like me and you're sitting on the couch doing this and suddenly you think, I've lost count, what number am I on? It's really easy. You can count your stitches at the top, or you can look at your stitches, put it in front of the camera here last. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you can count the stitches at the top. You see the V's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anytime you think, oh no, I've lost count, you can go back and count them pretty easily. Okay, so we have 20 loops or 20 double crochets all around the ring. So what we are going to do is we are going to pull our magic ring close and tight. So you just pull on that and it tightens up. You can make it tighter, you can make it looser. Again, because this is going on that 2-inch space for my mom's spool pin doily, it needs to be fairly tight. So I've pulled that fairly tight. And now what we're going to do is we are going to slip stitch in this first space. You can slip stitch into this first chain here. I'm going to go into this first space. So this was the original 3 single crochet that we did to start. I'm going to go into the space in between this stitch and the first double crochet, and I'm going to slip stitch this together. Just like that. So now we are going to chain 1, and then I'm going ahead and yarn over. We are going to skip the first stitch, and we are going to shell stitch in the second double crochet. So we're skipping the first one here, this first V, and we're going to 5 double crochet or shell stitch into this second one. One, and then back into that same stitch. 2. 3. 4. 5. So now what we're going to do is chain 1. We're going to close off the petal. And now we're going to skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next stitch after that. So we're skipping this one, or we're skipping this one, and we're going to slip stitch into this stitch. And we're going to chain 1. We're going to do the same thing again all the way around. We're going to skip this one, and we're going to 5 double crochet into the next. So we're going to skip this one, 5 double crochet into this one. Okay, so now that we're on the last petal, we've finished our petal. We're going to skip this stitch. We're going to slip stitch here. And now we've finished our flower. So I'm going to open this loop a bit and take out my hook. So now we have our 5 petals, and all that's left to do is to cut off our ends as to a length that you're willing to weave them in. So if you think, well, this is too long, I don't want to weave in this much, maybe you want to chop it down to here, you know, just cut them to the length that you are going to weave in. So we will bring this one down a little bit, the loop, and I will just cut them to the same, relatively same length. And then I will finish that off and weave in the ends, and we'll have these little crocheted flowers. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed that you were able to follow along, and that you can crochet some little flowers to use as a spool pin doily, maybe make pins, maybe some sort of jewelry, hair barrette. I think they're really versatile little flowers, a button, and I hope you enjoyed that pattern, and I'll send you back to my mom now. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed that, and we may do a few more collaborations and link together in the future. So, till next time, we'll see ya.